My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. Hit subscribe right now. We're over 100, almost at 131,000 subscribers. I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. I am now a Trump supporter. Great economy, peace between North and South Korea, something Obama could never came close to achieving. And Democrats fabricated, with the help of media, a conspiracy theory called Trump Russia, where there's no evidence, but the Mueller probe gets people on perjury as if that is some kind of justification to ruin people's lives and try to paint Trump as this Russian puppet, while President Obama could have vetoed, even the Snopes article says this, because they always say, oh, it's debunked. No, we did sell uranium. 20% of U.S. uranium capacity to Putin, to Moscow, to the Russians. Why did we do so? Who knows? Why did money flow into the Clinton Foundation? Cash flowed to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. Verbatim New York Times article. Anyway, if you think that Trump is, the greater evil, you're wrong. For a number of reasons. But Mississippi Senate election results, Cindy Hyde Smith wins. And it's 53-47 now. 53-47. So you need about 3 Jeff Flakes. So you can't rely. Jeff Flake's no longer there. But you would need 3 Republicans to be turncoats. 52 to 48, 51 to 49, 50 to 50. Then you'd get a tiebreaker with the vice president. But 53 to 47. This is. And I stated that we'd win the Senate, so not right about everything, but I have a pulse of what's going on. And Mississippi runoff, Republican Hyde Smith wins, and Washington Post. So this is 53-47. I just want to get the, I know that's the case, but I want to get confirmation from the Washington Post. 53. The outcome will not alter control of the Senate, but Hyde's, of course, it won't alter. It pads the Republican lead. But Hyde Smith wins, seals a 53-47 Republican majority in the chamber. What, only the first time in 5th time in 105 years where the party in power of the executive kept the Senate and added into this in the Senate. So added power. Seats in the Senate. Pretty good. Probably a lot more difficult to cheat for Democrats in Senate elections. We found that out in Florida. They tried their best through Broward County. And that's not, you can ask Tim Canova, that's not a left or right thing. Everybody knows Broward County is corrupt. But 53-47, you're not going to impeach Trump. You're not going to pass any legislation that Democrats want. Not that they're really going to even think of passing any progressive legislation, because they played everyone like they usually do. You will love my next website coming out. But 53-47, Trump wins big. The Senate, you need the Senate. You need 2/3, you need 66, 67 senators to impeach. You're not going to get any impeachment. Okay, there's a 53-47 Republican lead. You're not going to get impeachment. You're not going to get any legislation from Democrats, gun control, whatever. You're not going to pack the courts. Ridiculous. You need with 290. No, you need 290 representatives in the House, something like that. And 67 senators, something like that. 66 senators. You're not going to pack the courts. This insane idea. These are people from Harvard too, which is bizarre. I mean, what happened to the just the level of intellect? They're so stupid. We're going to pack the courts. Really? How are you going to pack the courts? You can't even pack the Senate. You can't even win the Senate. You'll do nothing. That's what, just like Conor McGregor says. They're not going to do anything. They're completely impotent. 53-47. Hey, look, I'm human, but I did say the Senate, we'd gain in the Senate. And we have a bigger lead than we did prior to midterms. I said Clinton would lose. She lost. I'm saying Clinton will get indicted. She'll eventually get indicted, not because I believe in some plan or I don't believe in any of that crazy stuff, but she's a really bad criminal. You know that Michael Jackson song, Smooth Criminal? She's a sloppy, drunk criminal. Matthew Whitaker, I talk about this pretty much every early morning in my segments, but Mississippi, Clyde Smith, Mike Espy, Republican Senator Hyde Smith defeated challenger Mike Espy, a Democrat, in the runoff election for U.S. Senate in Mississippi. Hyde Smith was appointed earlier this year by GOP Governor Phil Bryant. After Senator Thad Cochran, also Republican, stepped down, Hyde Smith is the first woman elected to the Senate from Mississippi, and the Republican majority in the Senate will grow to 53-47. 2 years of nonstop Mueller probe. Oh my God, OMG. He worked with Russia to let us know how corrupt Deborah Wasserman Schultz was. Espy, her opponent. Okay, so Hyde Smith and Espy advanced to a runoff because neither won 50% of the vote in the general election on November 6th. Hyde Smith won 41.2% compared to Espy's 40.8%. President Trump endorsed Hyde Smith and visited Mississippi on Monday for 2 rallies supporting her campaign. Hyde Smith. Mississippians know me. Hyde Smith spoke with reporters briefly before she was to address supporters. She said nothing in this race had discouraged her from running for office in the future, and she identified prison reform and the economy as issues she'll focus on in Washington. Given the partisanship that infected the Senate campaign, Hyde Smith was asked how she will represent all Mississippians. Mississippians know me. I always have, I always will. Represent everyone. Later she added, wait and see. People try to turn this into something it's not. Of course. Democrats always try to turn, you said this, then therefore this means this. And Hillary actually said worse. Yeah, what aboutism? No, it's called hypocrisy. You have a value system. You're judging and condemning others, yet you're okay when it's somebody on your side. It could be a pundit. It could be Hillary. It could be Clinton. It could be anyone. If somebody on your side says something that you find egregious, you're okay with it. If somebody on a politically opposite side of you, suddenly you are the morally superior buffoon. Oh, I condemn you. I condemn this. I condemn. Well, who are you? You live in a glass house. So much racism and sexism and hypocrisy and militancy and the Democratic Party. I'm talking about the Democrats. Oh, it's okay. Hillary's like, oh yeah, they all look alike. Literally, she said that. Oh, all these people look alike. And then in her interviewer, I was like, oh, Hillary. She doesn't. And then in immigration, she was like, yeah, Europe should curb immigration. And it's like, if Trump said that, it would be like nationalist, supremacist, enabler, every euphemism that we found from a women's studies course in Berkeley that we utilized in the Democratic Party to get the House, which will amount to zero. No Medicare for all bills. Zero Medicare for all bills. Zero. Count them. When the Messiah comes, you'll get a Medicare for all bill. And you know what? I would like to see from the House a Medicare for all bill that covers all 320 million people in America. Not because I think it's feasible, but because I would like there to be a true attempt from the Democratic Party, as opposed to just the Democratic Party deceiving its voters, as it does always. As it always does. But congratulations to Senator Hyde Smith, your big win. the great state of Mississippi, we are all proud of you. So, it's unbelievable too, because they talk about racism, but when it's Hillary Clinton actually saying racist things, or what would be considered racist things on immigration, a racist joke, they're okay with it. They just don't care. They just don't care. So they're a bunch of hypocrites. Anyway, 53-47. You're not going to impeach Trump, so have fun investigating him forever. Meanwhile, this is Trump's time to actually fight back. And I say this with all due respect. Do your job, President Trump. Save this country. Save the Democratic Party, because they're too stupid to realize what's going on. Save them from Hillary Clinton. Save this country from Clinton and the media. And simply do what James Comey was too corrupt and cowardly to do. He stated in his speech on July 5th, 2016, there is evidence that laws were broken, but no reasonable prosecutor. Matthew Whitaker has stated he's a reasonable prosecutor. Now go and do what you need to do. Don't indict Clinton if the evidence doesn't take you there. If the evidence does not take you to indicting Clinton, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If she transferred top secret intelligence outside the United States government from JWICS onto a server in her basement, if that took place legally, if that took place by law, then don't do it. Don't indict her. But if Clinton transferred classified and top secret data and special access program intelligence